It's the Sean McTalk Show with your host, Sean McLaughlin.
Hello everybody, another fabulous audience here on the Sean McTalk Show. I am Sean McLaughlin, comedian extraordinaire, and our guest this week is someone who can also say he's a comedian extraordinaire, but he's a bit more than that. He's a writer, he's an animator, he's a filmmaker, and he's a dream weaver. His name is ALASDAIR BECKETT-KING. I'm a huge fan. I'm so excited that he's here. And I wish I had more talents like this guy. I wish I had talents. Yeah, sure. I can host the Sean McTalk Show and I can ignore the bailiffs when they're knocking on the door. But the truth is, I've never really been described as someone who can do a lot of things. I've been described as someone who has a lot of conditions. I'll give you that. I once had eczema and athlete's foot simultaneously on the same spot on the back of my neck. Doctors were, well, I was about to say baffled, they were kind of disgusted. But it's always a pleasure talking to such a talented person on the Sean McTalk Show. And if this is your first time watching the show, you should know that about 70% of the guests that we have are talented people. And the show is made by, I would say, about 66% talented people. So I'm not going to tell you which percentage they are. They're both looking at me. But yeah, it is you. I won't tell you what that. Anyway, thanks so much to this studio audience. Thanks so much to all of you at home or in your cars or in the, I don't know where you are. One thing I should mention, there's a chance that we're probably going to go every 2 weeks releasing episodes just for a little bit because we're in the summer months. It's incredibly hot and sticky in this studio. It's difficult to produce the work at the pace we want. And also, I have actually lost sole custody of Eliot. Yes, it's very unfortunate. Eliot's my wonderful sidekick. Normally I get him every week. I've now lost him in the courts. We had to go to The Hague. Every other week he is now going, you're the guy who played Ross Kemp on EastEnders? Yeah, he's going to be his sidekick for a little bit. So by which I mean Ross Kemp is going to be Eliot's sidekick for a little bit. So we'll see how that goes.
Ross Kemp's the name of the actor.
Ross Kemp is the name of the actor?
Yes, Grant Mitchell was the...
Grant Mitchell played, what did I say?
Ross Kemp plays Grant Mitchell.
What do you mean Ross Kemp plays Grant Mitchell?
All right, let's wrap it up.
Anyway, we might not do every week, but we'll at least do every other week for a little bit. And then in the autumn months, we're going to roar back because I will kill that treacherous Grant Mitchell. Is that who it is? All right, fair enough. Okay, everybody. ALASDAIR BECKETT-KING coming up soon. God bless you all. So we are back, and ALASDAIR BECKETT-KING is en route. Eliot, alongside me as always. What an adventure he has had in the last 24 hours. Eliot, how are you?
Hello, Sean. Hello, everyone else. Nothing's happened. Everything's fine.
Okay, we both know that's not true, and this is, normally we try and sort of have a funny thing that we do a back and forth. I think this week we should just cut straight to the chase. What happened to you yesterday, Eliot?
I made an error that a lot of people, I think, have made in their life. Mm-hmm. And I may or may not have got stuck in a cupboard and had to call the fire brigade. And the fire brigade had to come into my flat.
They had to wash your flat?
And let me out in real life.
Okay.
I got locked in a cupboard and I nearly died.
Okay, well, that last one, I think there should be an asterisk next to because I don't know if you nearly died. But let's talk through this. We have got photos of this. Mm-hmm. What you're about to see on screen, these are genuine photos from the rescue. Now, first of all, what were you doing going into the cupboard? What were you were looking for something? That's all I know?
I was looking for something. I was doing some DIY. This is all a true story.
Okay, that's fine. And so you walk into the cupboard. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Something causes it to close behind me.
And what was that thing?
There was a bag with a rope in it, and it was caught on the hook on the back of the door.
I don't understand what that means. Have we got a photo of that? Can we have a look at the photo of this?
Yep, that's the bag with the rope in it.
So that's a bag with the rope in it.
And then my hand there is very weirdly pointing at where the hook is and where the rope is.
So you're pointing at the...
So the rope was on that...
What?
Where the rope was on where the hook was.
Hook? All right, fair enough. Now, it looks there like it happened at 4:45. So that would have been peak time for the fire brigade.
So why would you think that?
And so how would that have closed the cupboard door?
Well, the rope was around the hook when I went in. So I opened the door, the rope then became taut, and then just pulled it closed.
Okay, well,
it was kind of a comedy of errors, perfect situation.
I think you're using a lot of jargon, a lot of mumbo-jumbo to try and get away with this. Can we now see the photo of the daring rescue from the fire brigade of Eliot from his cupboard?
Yep, my downstairs neighbour was unfortunately in, so they were able to step outside the house and take this picture of all of the firefighters.
Right.
That were for some reason required to get me out of a cupboard.
Okay, so yeah, people might not know this, but Eliot lives at the top of a very tall tower. I mean, before a couple of weeks ago, you could have let down your hair and someone could have climbed up, but obviously you shaved that off. Are you the one in the foreground here in the photo?
No, I'm in the cupboard during this.
So this is you're still in the cupboard as this photo is being taken.
Yeah, why would they be going into my house when I'm out the cupboard?
Well, I don't know. Maybe they were getting out of the house. You're like, I just want to get a picture of this.
Yeah,
gents.
they saved me, and then I said, you can't leave via the door, you have to go out the window.
So you're in the cupboard, and your downstairs neighbour sees the fire brigade show up, and they put a ladder up to your window.
Yeah.
And they're probably thinking, I knew it. I knew he was up to something. Yeah. I knew he was a cat trapped in a tree or something. Okay, so talk to me about what happened. How long are you trapped in the cupboard before you called the fire brigade? Because I reckon you probably called the fire brigade before the door was even closed.
I called them about 15 to 20 minutes in there. Because I was trying the door. I couldn't comprehend why the door wouldn't open. I thought maybe something had wedged it. Something outside had fallen and maybe wedged it up.
Yeah.
But no, it just turns out it's not a cupboard it's not one of those cupboards you're supposed to get into.
You're not supposed to go in the... You know when they say every house has a cupboard that you're not supposed to go into?
Yeah.
That was Eliot's.
And there's just a handle on one side and not on the other. So...
That's fair enough. And how hot was it in the cupboard?
Very hot indeed.
Because it was a hot day yesterday. It was over 30 degrees.
I was only wearing shorts and a vest. And I when I was waiting for the fire brigade, took them off. And we're standing in there naked. And then when I heard them come through the window, I had to put them back on.
What do you mean you had them come in the window?
Why are you doing that joke when we're doing this story? Like, you put a hat on a hat.
Okay, let me get this straight. So you go into your cupboard because you're looking for something.
This is real.
Yeah, we know it's real. We've looked at the evidence. You've gone into the cupboard, right?
Yeah.
You are in there for 15 minutes. It's boiling hot, and you don't know how cupboard.
I'm not just standing there. I'm like trying to get it open, and there's tools in there.
So your solution is, I'm going to call 999. You know any of your friends?
I only had my work phone in my pocket.
Why?
Because the torch on that is better than the torch on my real phone. My real phone torch doesn't work very well.
Okay.
So I went in there with my work phone. That only has one number on it, and that is my normal phone.
So you were.
So I could call that and then hear it ringing in the living room. But
and you did do that?
No.
All right, fair enough. That would have been weird.
But there was one point when I tried to log into my email to maybe contact you or one of my other friends, because I've got 3 friends who have keys for my house.
Do I have a key to your house?
Yes. So I thought I could get into my email you and say come over, but I couldn't access my email because it required me to have my phone to be able. You need 2 devices to get into your email. So the only thing I could do was phone 999.
People have always said that emailing is a 2-device job. So,
it is.
So
they make you do that.
Okay,
now.
Eliot, don't have a go at me. Okay, I didn't lock you in that cupboard. So you said before you called the fire brigade.
Yeah. No. I called 999.
Yeah.
They said, what service do you require? I said, I'm stuck in a cupboard in my house. And they said, okay, I'm going to put you through to police. Then I had to tell them.
I'm going to put you through to child services.
And then they said, no, this is a fire brigade thing. Can you call back and specify you want the fire brigade? Because if you just say something that the operator doesn't understand, they'll send the police. So I think maybe at that point, maybe they thought I'm stuck in a cupboard was like code, like if I was being kidnapped.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome back, Eliot.
Thanks, welcome back to you.
ALASDAIR BECKETT-KING after this.
Your card is upside down.
That is a wonderful beginning. Well, I've stuck it on upside down.
Okay, well, that's it then.
That's life. Our guest this week is Auburn of locks and pure of heart. He is to being creative what Eliot is to being trapped in his own cupboard. I'm a huge fan of this man. I'm delighted he's here. It's ALASDAIR BECKETT-KING, everybody.
Hello. Should I clap myself?
You're allowed to clap yourself.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Sean McTalk Show. ALASDAIR, thank you so much for coming here.
I'm delighted to be here. Can I say I've watched clips of this online?
Yeah.
And I just want to let people peek behind the curtain. This isn't even a real city. This here is.
That we're not floating above Vancouver.
No. The illusion is so complete when you watch it.
And Eliot is actually not a human. So you make amazing videos for people who don't know ALASDAIR. You're a fantastic comedian. That's how I knew you first. But you also really make amazing videos. You put them on YouTube, and loads of people watch them. What is that like?
Are you saying that people don't watch your? Is that what you're saying? That people don't watch this?
I'm not saying that.
I have to say the impression I had about this was like it was deliberately chaotic. But having seen you setting up, there is a really strong sense that you are trying very hard.
So hard. We're trying so hard.
We are doing so much work behind the scenes,
which is really, really winning. I think that's livable.
How would you say, in comparison, when you set up one of your videos, because you film all of your sketches in your home,
like you in my even smaller flats with even fewer cameras.
Yes.
It's squalid. It's boiling hot. I'm furious from start to finish.
Lovely stuff. And do you also have staff that you're allowed to hit, or are you doing it all yourself?
No, I don't even have an Eliot. I don't even have a sort of punching bag.
I told you, I'm a step up.
He is a step up. I mean, look, we all love Eliot here. We all think Eliot's a fantastic. We love Eliot. The firewoman that helped him out of his closet loves Eliot. That's actually the first question I've got, I suppose. It's a very unusual question because there's so much creative stuff I want to ask you about. But if you were to go upstairs and look in a cupboard for some reason that is not clear, you would probably first check whether you could open the cupboard from the inside before you closed it behind you. Is that, or is that not how you play?
I mean, obviously, I've read the line "The Witch and the Wardrobe," which makes a big deal about the fact that you should never close yourself. You should never close yourself.
I didn't.
Inside a cupboard.
Can I say that is one angle I've not thought about with this? Were you trying to find a sort of distant land, Eliot? Were you seeing maybe if there was a quest beyond Clapham?
Would have been nice. I thought it was a shame that the amount of time that had passed inside and outside the cupboard was the same. I was hoping maybe I'd be in the future of some kind.
Did it blow closed? How did it close?
There was a bag. Okay, there was a bag. There was a bag with a rope hanging out the bag.
There was a bag with the rope hanging out the back. Yeah.
The rope got tangled on a coat hook. I opened the door, it pulled the door closed. We've got photos that I'm probably going to be on.
Well, we did talk a bit about it in the intro, but one question I didn't get to was it smelly in there?
It was for a little bit smelly in there when I was in there.
That's fine. No, it's fine. We're really glad you made it. And I think he's doing a fantastic job, right?
Yeah, no, I would never have known he had been inside a cupboard if you hadn't said.
Because you know what? What a testament to your professional,ism, Eliot. He'd never have known you'd been in a cupboard.
Known.
There would have been a sort of a subliminal assumption.
Maybe from the smell, but I wouldn't have known from looking at you.
This whole place smells. You can't really tell which of that is trauma smell and which of it is Sean's house.
Well, I mean, I think I shouldn't be taking shots here. At least I know what a cupboard is.
But again, thank you to the fire department.
Yeah, we just want to put out to all our boys in red and girls in red, indeed.
No, they are the real heroes.
They are actually the real heroes. They did it on 9/11 and they did it yesterday. So congratulations, everyone. We're glad that you were there. So, ALASDAIR, you live a very creative life.
Thank you.
You live, I would say, in doing research for this episode, I envy your creative life.
Really?
I think you produce so much work and you produce it at a high scale and a high level across so many different mediums. And I think that's a really cool, impressive thing.
Thank you. My motto is, why be unsuccessful in only one medium when you can achieve nothing like across several different areas?
I think that's the thing I like most about it, is that you don't have an ego with any of that. You are genuinely making it just for the sake of making it.
Well, I did, yeah. I always wanted, as a teenager, you aspire to be like a struggling artist toiling away in obscurity. But what I've learned is that the second worst part of being like a penniless obscure artist is the obscurity, and the worst part is the toiling.
Yes, I think the penniless element you get used to.
Yeah, I can live with that.
But I do find the obscurity
I hate the obscurity.
It is fucking annoying, isn't it?
Every morning I wake up, am I obscure?
Exactly.
Yes.
Did you promote the McTalk show to the fire department, by the way?
I said this is probably going to be on the internet at some point.
Is that what you said?
Yeah. And one of my first instincts was, I can make something out of this.
We need the fire department on site because everybody likes the fire department. Like everybody's like ACAB. Nobody's ACAB about the
No
fire
one's
department.
AFAB.
No one's AFAB.
People say that they're fab.
Even though apparently I have heard that some of the fires are actually started by the fire brigade. But
Are you serious?
I've heard this.
Some of the fires are started by the fire brigade. Is this an exclusive?
Someone told me, because I said the thing about cops is sometimes cops commit crimes and that's why people don't like the police. I said that's why no one dislikes the fire brigade, and someone said fire brigade start fires.
Fire brigade start
and then
fires.
That immediately became an opinion I have.
Right.
Without me doing any research. I was like, so yeah, sometimes they actually start them.
So now we're anti-fire department. Because they know how to get into my flat now, so...
Well, yeah. I hope you've got a good smoke alarm going there. Yes,
Yeah,
Herb.
Are we saying though that the police commit crimes and then solve those crimes?
So what? No, am I saying that?
What are we saying here with the police department? Because they're a very powerful enemy to make right here.
And there's only one right answer,
That's true.
so you've got to say the right
Look,
one.
you know, I don't want to have to go down to City Hall or talk to no DA.
Not again.
So I retract everything I said about the police department.
Would you say that the ambulance department are causing injuries? I mean, how far does
Have you
this
seen how fast they drive?
Yeah, exactly.
They must though. Statistically, someone must have been hit by an ambulance.
And the lifeguards are... I mean, it really does... It goes all the way to the White House. You live a creative life is the point I'm trying to make. You're a comedian, you are a writer, you are an author, you are a creator of video games.
It's the same thing, yeah.
Yeah, but you're also a filmmaker, a cartoonist, and a podcaster. Do you think that last one kind of ruins it?
It does. Because I saw someone recommending my podcast. I do a couple of podcasts. I do one called Lawmen with James Shakeshaft. We talk about folklore. And I saw someone I'm just on Reddit, probably searching my own name. Someone was saying, oh, you should listen to this podcast, Lawmen. The hosts aren't famous, but it's pretty good. And the worst way to find out that you aren't famous is from a fan. That's the last way you want to hear. It's like, come on. Really devastating.
But I think the public, I love our viewers and listeners, as I made clear, but the public are so thick and they have no idea what they're looking at half the time.
There's no critical faculty. They have no idea. Well, they thought this was a real city.
They're idiots. They're absolute idiots.
It's not. It's a very, very cheap rooms divider.
They think we're in the room with them right now.
They're really dumb,
but
especially people who watch us.
Some people are probably watching this from inside a cupboard, finding this incredibly relatable.
I think I'm smarter than... Getting locked in a cupboard is a level above watching the Sean McTalk.
Well, let's agree to disagree on that one, Eliot. But I was doing, my last tour was the first time I was really able to sell tickets on my own. Like I was selling proper rooms, like really good, not like crazy, but I was, a few hundred. It was a great feeling. And I would meet people afterwards and they'd always be like, I just think you should be getting more people in. And I'm going, you don't understand, I'm so happy with this until you said that.
Yeah, this is the high point. And then you realise that they're watching it with a real sense of pity.
Yes.
An overweening sense of pity throughout.
And that is one thing actually our fans really do get about this. I mean, that's not even a joke.
The pathos.
Every time we get an email, they're always saying stuff like, please don't quit. I know the show is unsuccessful, but we love you guys. But you have mentioned about being a struggling artist because you said before, and you've said in interviews, that you wanted to be like Terry Gilliam.
Terry Gilliam.
Terry Gilliam was one of the people you wanted to be.
Terry Gilliam. Yeah. Oh, guys, yeah.
That's crazy.
I spent a lot of time working on the impression. Completely. Nobody knows what Terry Gilliam sounds like.
No.
It's useless, but he sounds sort of like that.
That is a spot-on impression of Terry Gilliam or De Niro. But you said it was funny when you said I wanted to be like Terry Gilliam, which is like sort of less cool to say the further because he's sort of started saying a few.
He has.
It is what it is, right?
It is what it is. In the words of De Niro, it is what it is.
And I know that feeling because you wanted to get into comedy so you could be like Terry Gilliam. Maybe that's a bit awkward. I wanted to make the Sean McTalk show because I wanted to be like Attila the Hun. So you are an animator. Let's talk about your animation.
I love to animate, but it's like it's my hobby.
Is it your hobby?
It's like whittling. Like I'm not a professional trained animator. I also enjoy whittling.
But your animations are fantastic. Whenever you release them, they're so brilliant.
I think I'm a good animator for a stand-up comedian.
And you're into animation and you're into science fiction, so I guess you're the perfect person to ask. Who is the best minion?
Obviously, I've seen all of the Minions films.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking the Minions I haven't seen any of them, but they were frozen in ice during the 20th century to avoid them having to work with Hitler or Stalin or Pol Pot? Is that canon?
I believe
the Minions were not part of the Nazi regime.
They were always looking for, and yes, please do look this up, Herb. They were always looking for a leader, an evil leader. I saw the first Minions film. My mum loves the Minions.
Well, everyone's mum does.
She loves
the
the
boomers
Minions.
love the Minions.
Boomers love the Minions.
They look at a minion and they see themselves.
They see Gen Z. I think so they had a T-Rex and they had like a vampire leader. And it is interesting, they did avoid Hitler, but I suppose, was Hitler the most powerful man of the 20th century? Maybe some would argue it was bloody, Hearst.
William Randolph Hearst.
Jeff. Patrick in the World Cup final. Carry on, Herb, there.
The short answer is no, the films don't say they were frozen to avoid serving Hitler, but that is a common fan question.
It's a common fan question. The Minions may have avoided Hitler.
I love the idea that
Hitler
the fact...
isn't mentioned in the Minions.
Hitler's not in the Minions.
But they did work with him.
So maybe they did work.
Must have worked.
Yeah, otherwise...
Maybe, yeah. We should get the DVD.
A lot of
with
the
deleted
firefighters are actually starting the fires, so,
scenes. So, anyway, let's...
Just a little bit of uncontroversial history there.
We are not a show that courts controversy, but it comes to us hand in glove. Right, here's a question from my mum for you, Alistair, and we're going to get this interview really kicked off.
I'm ready. We haven't started yet, right?
We haven't started yet.
Hello, Alistair. This is Sean's mother. I was just wondering, how do you, if I was to look in an upstairs cupboard,
Fascinating.
do you think I should check first if the cupboard opens from the inside, or shall I risk it for biscuit? Thank you, bye.
Well, fascinating question. Very timely question there from my mum.
Yeah,
what are the odds?
Not the Irish side of the family.
No,
From the accent.
she's from the south coast. So I suppose that's the question. If I mean, we've sort of talked about it a little bit, but
I shouldn't have told you.
would you?
I shouldn't have told you I did it.
Oh, it's fine. Would you check it though if it could open from
You should absolutely check it.
But why would they make it so you can't open it from the inside?
Question answered.
I
You
think
should check.
you want to find out the answer to that question outside of a cupboard. That's what I would say.
It's hindsight.
So the key thing is cutting this off. Don't worry about it. It's not going to come up again.
Right.
You're here and you're alive.
Just about.
You're up there in the Great White North. Durham, County Durham.
County Durham, yes.
County Durham. You go to study film in York.
Yeah, and then London. I went to the London Film School.
You went
after
to the
that.
London Film School.
I did go to the London
Now,
Film
I
School.
don't know about
After
that much
York
about
St.
your background, but being that you were from the Northeast and you went to London to chase a career in film,
It's romantic.
was it sort of like a Billy Elliot situation? Was your dad a bit like, no son of mine's going to release the Snyder Cuts? Was it something like that?
Yeah, no, I think if you grew up in the Northeast, there's or Yorkshire probably, Manchester's probably the same. If you tell people you're going to London, they treat it like you've been diagnosed with something. And they ask you, the first question people will say is, for how long?
For how long?
Like, what's the prognosis?
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
As if, because the idea that you could go there to live there is not considered. It's treated as a thing that you must endure, maybe, if you're trying to get into the media. But I feel like a traitor to the North because I've got like silly hair and like growing up, like people would just sort of yell stuff at me, like all the time, like literally almost constantly throughout my entire life. Until
People were yelling at you almost constantly.
Almost constantly, people were like, Ginger, ho Ginge, ho Ginge.
Yeah.
And then I moved to London.
And you don't like that?
No, but I didn't love it.
Okay.
In London, no one cares. In London, nobody cares what you look like because, like, you're like the eighth weirdest guy they saw that day.
You wanted to be a serious filmmaker.
I did. Well,
Like,
not that
like
serious.
so many. No, how serious are we talking? On a scale of Pedro Almodovar to the guy that did the Rush Hour films. How serious?
Probably exactly in the middle.
Really?
That's exactly the Venn diagram between.
So we're what, like Shanghai Noon? Yeah.
I think I was too afraid to do a funny film. I was too afraid to write comedy. So I got into stand-up because I thought, well, that'll teach me how to write a funny script. And then it's massively distracting, as you know, to do stand-up.
It is, yeah.
And so I've just done stand-up now for over a decade.
Well, I feel the same because I wanted to be a filmmaker, and there was a filmmaker I read, and you talked about a lot in my research that I am a huge fan of, which is Orson Welles.
Yes.
Orson,
little known film
little known
director.
filmmaker called Orson Welles, and you said you wanted to be like Orson Welles. And I assume it was the artistry and not the fact that he ate 20 hot dogs a day.
Yeah, no.
It wasn't that what you weren't looking to replicate his.
But I think every like really arrogant teenager wants to say, I wish I was like the world's most prodigious genius.
Yeah, he is. I mean, I find it unbelievable how talented this kid was. It is shocking how incredible he was. And I've always tried to emulate him, and I've only succeeded once, I would say. Are you a fan of Orson Welles, Eliot? Eliot likes Fast and the Furious. I don't think he did any of those.
I like Orson Welles getting stuck in them. That's next week.
Just want to say at this point, please do keep those 5-star reviews rolling in, everybody.
We'll do the first one.
Well, you're a fan of just his films, because I loved even pre-films when he was moved to Ireland and he was working in the theatre.
To pick up the accent for Lady of Shanghai.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely perfect accent. I'm an Irishman, and I'm on a film noir.
This is the first genuine time I've ever connected with any guest. Because I love this.
I mean, Lady from Shanghai is a great film, and his accent is a lot of fun.
What do you think his greatest film is? I know Citizen Kane is obvious.
Citizen Kane's obvious. Citizen Kane is genuinely a masterpiece. The reason I think it's a critic's favourite is that it's a film that rewards multiple viewings. It's like a puzzle box of a film, and it's got real richness on second and third viewings.
Yes.
It's not like the most narratively driven of his films. I think that's the reason people who are presented with it go like, this is actually a bit boring. Because it kind of is, first time round.
A little bit.
Touch of Evil, though, I think is just an out-and-out masterpiece.
I think Touch of Evil is as perfect as it gets.
It's a great film. I mean, the lip sync is not ideal.
No, but in a way that's
Charlton Heston as a Mexican, I think, is what appealed to you.
Yeah, that's always what I like.
Yeah.
I think we should all be able to play any race. That's what I think.
But I mean, like, Heston's like hardly a political progressive, but but was a big part of getting the film made.
Yeah.
And it's a film with a really sort of nuanced take on sort of American-Mexican relationships. It's surprisingly not offensive considering Charlton 100%. Heston is playing a lawyer called Vargas.
100%. I mean, way more problematic stuff has been made in this room recently. So we're absolutely fine. The War of the Worlds thing that he did, he was 23.
Because he was into magic. So I was a massive magic nerd, and so was
Graham,
really? Actually.
People say we're like Penn and Teller.
Because they fool us.
Because they're always tricking us.
I mean, I don't know if being stuck in a cupboard is a trick. I think you have to then not be in the cupboard when it's opened. For it actually to be an illusion.
It's a walk-in
Was it part of a magic
size
trick?
cupboard.
Is that a David Copperfield thing?
Yeah. Yeah.
What were you looking for in there?
I don't want to say.
Okay, don't worry.
No, but it's because possibly ironically, I was looking for a crowbar. Which would have helped considerably.
So, okay, this is a jaw-dropping development in the episode. Eliot is looking for a crowbar.
I think this is when they cancel the regular programming and they just go to a helicopter circling around.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
I think the crowbar has changed everything.
The crowbar is like, this is your white Bronco driving down the thing.
Yeah.
So why were you looking for a crowbar?
To just do some DIY, to do something else.
With a crowbar? DIY with a crowbar?
I was going
to... Found some treasure. Go straight.
I was going to price something else off something else. But it wasn't in that cupboard.
Something else off something else? I've never heard you talk like this. Oh, this is fascinating.
There's a worse detail that I reveal the next time I assume will throw this in my face.
Okay, well, look, we're not going to talk about it again.
Okay, sure.
Yes, what were you going to say?
Nothing.
Okay.
I was just breathing and having a nice time.
Oh, well, we're having a nice time. I'm loving this episode. I'm going to bring in some more questions from my family, I think. I've got my dad. I sent in a question. My dad's a great guy. He's going to send in a question here.
Hey, Alistair, what is up, buddy? This is Sean's father. I was just sitting there wondering, when do you think if I was to go upstairs to a cupboard, for example, and look inside it, do you think I should check if the cupboard opens up from the inside first, or shall I just take a risk? Thanks, man. I'm gonna risk it for a biscuit. You extra man.
Okay, sorry. Well, we already had that question.
Very
How would you
similar question.
Yeah, interesting.
How would you check it opens from the inside without being in it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, ask my parents. I mean, they both weirdly sent this question. Anyway, this is we've already had that answer, so we're going to do another one. This is from a fan of ours in the north of England.
Oh,
Mr. B, he calls himself. Mr. B. All right.
All right, Alistair, this is Andy Burnham, MP. I'm going to be the fucking Prime Minister. Don't you worry about that. I was just sitting here wondering, because I'm in my constituency, I was just sitting here wondering, what's the fastest car you've ever driven or been inside? Because I was once in a car that was going 89 miles an hour, but if I get into number 10, I might get a car that goes fucking 100 miles an hour. Do you know what I'm saying, lads? Anyway, keep up the good work. Yakshimesh.
Wow, amazing, amazing question there from our fan, Mr. B. There. What is the fastest?
Famous Merseyside resident, Andy Burnham.
Well, you know, he actually had voice training to make him seem more generic. He is from Merseyside.
Is he from?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know who he is. What is the fastest car you've ever been in?
I don't drive, so I don't know.
Oh, you don't? You have no way of knowing?
I have no way of knowing how fast I'm going in
Do you
a
want
car.
to guess? Any guesses?
I was in an open-top car. Someone gave me a lift to a gig the other day.
And was
in
that
an open-top car? Very blowy.
An open-top car that was very blowy. Wow, like an R&B video.
Because for my hair, it was just like...
Oh, you mean for your hair? Right.
Yeah,
Okay. Sorry.
It was... it floofed me up.
Oh, okay.
Something rotten.
And did you enjoy that experience?
Not at all, no.
It's driving
I like to be inside the car. Or outside the car. But for the first time, the experience of being inside the car and outside the car, I felt precarious.
We've always said that. Inside or outside, never the twain shall meet.
Yes.
We've always said that.
Inside isn't always ideal. Unless you can then definitely get outside.
Yes, 100%. Were you inside the car looking for a crowbar, perchance?
Whose car was it?
Whose car was it? Great question, Herb.
It was the boyfriend of the comedian who was running the gig, giving me a lift.
The
to a
boyfriend
gig.
of the comedian running the gig. Just in
It's
case.
a great anecdote there. Great showbiz anecdote.
Just in case any of the viewers and listeners were wondering what it's like to be a comedian, that's the sort of shit you have to say a lot. The boyfriend of the person running the gig in the leisure centre is giving me a lift, and they won't put the top down. Up. Correct. There's a good animation. So... Do you like that?
Yeah, sure.
That's not bad, is it?
Great.
Do you feel like you're on a talk show yet?
I'm really hot. I'm very warm.
Yeah, I think we should wrap this up soon.
I'm not saying stop. I'm not saying stop. But I am.
Look, man.
It is very warm in here.
I've done this long enough. I know. I can read subtext.
Just put the fan on. It'd be funny to have the last.
Put the fan on.
You won't be able to hear anything. You'll be able to hear anything.
We've got a fan. We
It's gonna
might
be a
put.
nightmare.
I don't think we should put the fan on. Unfortunately, we'll put the fan on right at the death as we do an outro. So, I want to talk about mysteries.
I love a mystery.
Because you love mysteries and you write mystery books for children.
Yes.
Yes.
I like murder mysteries for kids.
And how brutal can the murders be if they're for children?
You're allowed to have murders in there, but it can't be too brutal. Like, they're not allowed to be too scary. I try to avoid things that the kids could think, oh, and try themselves.
Well, that's why.
I'm not giving them tips on how to do a murder.
Well, I genuinely, because I read you spoke about this in an interview, and you said you were surprised to find out that you were allowed to put murders in the books. And so I'm wondering there must be a line that you can't cross in terms of method of killing. Like, I'm sure. I don't know. I mean,
but I'd go things like exotic poisons.
Okay.
In the new one, maybe electrocution, which is you find out quite early in the book, so that's not a spoiler.
Sure, okay.
So things that are like not that easy to copy. So I don't want to actually encourage murder.
Of course, and
can you say that down the barrel?
I don't want to encourage murder.
Thank you. Yeah, we get
you can just drop that into every episode.
We get every guest to say that.
Just in case they end up doing something.
And so, how do you construct a mystery story? I'm curious about how you construct. Do you construct it from the back? Sorry, from the end backwards.
Yeah, well, the ones I've written are not exactly impossible crimes, but there's a flavour of impossible crime about them. So I do try and think of ways that you create a baffling. Because basically, the solution to every locked room murder mystery is, and then the murderer decided to be really weird for no reason and do a load of unnecessary stuff in order to complicate the plot. You just have to accept that and then try and come up with a way that someone could behave really weirdly in order to create a needlessly Byzantine plot.
Yeah.
But then the whole fun of it is just writing the jokes and the character dialogue. Once you've done all of that structure stuff, then you can just have the characters say funny things to each other. And
So,
it's loads of fun to write.
In many ways, the real murders are the friends we make along the way.
That is exactly right.
Is that actually
I've
it?
never heard that phrase before. That is so good.
What a great talk show you're on. I've got a couple of sort of mysteries, like that.
It's just weird you say it every week.
What?
What a great talk show you're on.
Oh, that is what a great talk show you're on.
I think it's what someone who is really secure in his talk show would say.
I'm getting it from both sides here. He's been locked in a cupboard. Leave me alone.
It was a mystery. I was doing a mystery.
I've actually got a couple of mysteries in my day-to-day life, and I was wondering if you could help me solve.
Yeah,
just
I'd love to.
just one mystery.
I'd love to be a gentleman detective, yeah.
The owner of my local deli, right? He acts like he doesn't know me. Every time I go in there, he acts like he doesn't know me. But I know he knows me because he's told me to stop sending letters to his daughter. So what's going on?
I guess there's the mysteries of the human heart. Too impenetrable.
And you don't do mysteries of the human heart.
No, I don't do. I only do the murder kind. Yeah.
do the murder kind. Oh, fair enough. Well, we're going to have one more question from a fan of ours, and then we're going to find out what Eliot. What else? There was one more question I believe we wanted to get from you, but maybe not.
There's one more bad factor involved.
We're going to have one more bad fact.
Love it.
And we had a wonderful episode. Right. This is a fan of ours over there in Poland.
Poland, a Polish fan.
A Polish fan. We have quite an international show. You ever done shows in Poland?
I've never gigged in Poland. I've gigged in Romania.
Well, then maybe he'll
which is a completely different country.
Well, maybe one day he'll go there.
Hello, ALASDAIR. This is Sergey. I'm a big fan of McTalk show here in Warsaw. Long time listen, first time call.
Welcome, Sergey.
I was just wondering, do you have preferred combination of toast and egg? Thank you.
Well, an inexplicable question to end the show. Do you have a preferred combination of toast and egg?
Well, I mean, I'm a vegan, so I don't really eat eggs, but I do miss eggs.
Well, there we go. It's been a wonderful episode. Go and see ALASDAIR on tour. He doesn't eat eggs, so don't bring him an egg. The name of your tour
It's
show
called
is
King of Crumbs.
Wow. Why did you name it after us? That's very nice. One of the best comedians. One of the best joke writers. Where are you going? Is there any shows that you want to plug in particular?
Oh, as always, like the first one on the tour, Kendal. If you live in Kendal, buy a ticket. Kendal is looking a bit nerve-wracking at the moment.
A bit nerve-wracking, Kendal.
A bit nerve-wracking.
So
yes.
buy tickets to Kendal. You don't even have to go. I mean, that's the thing. Is
I've no interest in people turning up.
Just buy the tickets. And
Ideally,
don't come.
I'd sell out and then no one would turn up, and I'd just have a night in a hotel.
It's the dream of the dream of every comedian. Elliot, have you got anything to plug?
Careful with the cupboards, don't go in there. It's a trick.
Yeah, what was the final, there was a final fact I believe we were going to get.
About 10 minutes before I got in the cupboard, I wrote and filmed a sketch about closeted gay men. And then, I got stuck in there. So this is just all karma.
Oh, this is going to
Anyway, I've got sketches online and live shows. Come and see.
Do what and see. Anyway, thank you very much. See you again soon. We love you. Sean McTalk Show, #1.
Thank you, Fire Department.